So lately, I've been obsessed with mushroom lamps, but what I am admittedly not excited about or obsessed with is the cost. I mean, these things can set you back maybe $70 or even more. And then I came across a Sorry Girls video, love the Sorry Girls, where Becky actually managed to create her own mushroom lamp using a bowl and like a vase. And I was like, well, this is something I could do. So in today's video, I am going to be attempting to make two mushroom lamps, one white, one gold, and try and see if I can get the look or at least get like a high-end dupe look without spending, horrendous amounts of money. So if you want to see how I did that and how well I did it, keep watching. So first, it was off to the thrift shop and the supermarket to get a vase and a bowl. I just got one of those random like mixing bowls at Checkers. Okay, so after doing a little hunting in thrift shops and that kind of thing, I think I've found the two pieces that will basically make this mushroom lamp. So first, we've got this, which is our little glass vase. It's a little plain glass vase, and essentially this is just going to be the base, the stem, right? And then we're going to have this, which is a mixing bowl, glass mixing bowl that I found in Checkers. And so like that's what we're trying to do. Now, I will admit that I would have wanted something that doesn't have this lip here, but I still think we can make it work and we can still make it nice. Now we're gonna clean these babies up. Obviously it's got fingerprints and that kind of thing, and we don't need that because we're going to be spraying it on the inside so that it can still have the glass, finish on the outside. And so spraying glass can be pretty challenging, but one of the first and most important things you have to do is make sure that the glass is clean. It's also really important to wrap up the outside. I'm just using craft paper because you just don't want to get any of the spray paint on the outside because that'll just be a mess. Now at this point, you might be wondering / yelling at your screen, how the heck are you going to spray paint a tube? How do you do it? How do you spray paint a tube? Well, I have good news. It's actually very, very, very easy to do. I know it looks hard, and I know you probably think you're going to get all sorts of nasty, ugly drips inside the vase, but I am going to show you how freaking easy it is to get a nice, buttery, smooth application inside a glass tube. All right? You can calm down. Okay, and now for the actual spray painting. I'm using this Painter's Touch Rust-Oleum flat white paint, and I like it because it's both paint and primer, which is perfect because we cannot have too many layers with this job. And I use this glass as like a little proof of concept test, and that's kind of the finish that we're going for. And so when you do start spray painting, you really need to apply a gentle hand with the paint, like when you're spraying, and try and do like really, really small sprays so that you can slowly but surely cover the surface. This is why flat paint is so great, because somehow I find it easier. And maybe it's the Rust-Oleum having primer. So in the video, you're only seeing like a couple of times that I did this, but I did this about 5 times. Just like leaving it for a few minutes so that, the inside surface could dry, and then coming back and then, doing it over and over again until I was happy with the coverage that I was getting. Okay, and as for our stem, it's essentially the same thing that we're doing. Obviously here we have to be more careful because this is like a tube, and so it won't dry as fast. But the way I like to deal with this is just to, again, just spray very gently, very softly. Make sure that you're not like staying in one place for too long. And what really helps us here is the fact that we've protected the outside, so you can move around it, you can spray all over, you can basically move from left to right of the vase because it's not going to do anything, and you know that that part of it is going to be protected. So you can do it like this, and the issue that you're going to face is getting the bottom parts to get the level of spray paint that the top parts got. So you will see a bit later that what I'll actually be doing is like moving the actual spray paint bottle around in like little circles, because that allows me to actually get to that point and to also do it at an angle, like angular circles, if that makes sense. And this is basically what I did in order to get that part of it also, you know, to get hit by the spray paint. And I found that, you know, very effective and very easy. And this is the look we have here. But I went back in, and this is kind of when I started doing the little circular, tiny circular motions, like semicircles, in order to really get the spray paint through the entire place and to make it as covered as possible, or as opaque as possible, I think. Okay, now for the final step. We've got the painted bowl, vase, right? But now we actually need the light, because really there's no point if there's no light. So I got this, I found this online, and it's just a little puck light that we can put inside the bowl in order to light it up. And what's really cool about this one is that it's actually got a remote. So this will be pretty fun to do. So what I'm just gonna do is peel this layer. I chose a remote because then you don't have to do the whole constantly opening it up in order to, you know, light it up. So I think this is a pretty good like compromise, or a good way to do this. Okay, so we're just gonna stick this down. You can also do that, by the way. It looks like you can actually change the brightness, but you can also change the brightness with the light. So here we go. And we're just gonna, oh God. All right, so you guys are gonna see it lit up in the final reveal. But I'm really excited with how this turned out. So let's cut to that right now. Well, in the beginning, I said that I made two mushroom lamps. I made a white one and a gold one, and the process was more or less the same. It's just that metallic is a nightmare to spray paint. But let's see how I did trying to make a gold version of this lamp, because I kind of think it'll look more high-end and way more fancy. So let's see how I did. That was the process of me making two different mushroom lamps with a bowl and a vase. And yes, these were like $10 to $15 for me to make, mainly because things like spray paint I already had. And I just decided to try something with my own supplies. And there are many ways you can add light inside, and I really was excited to use like an LED puck light that has its own remote. I don't know if they're puck lights, but anyway, that was the whole process. Let me know, what you guys think, and please subscribe and like if you want to see more of this stuff. I've got so many exciting projects lined up, and for anyone who's just joined this channel or just subscribed, welcome. And I hope that I can keep you entertained and inspired with some great DIY projects. But until next time, goodbye.